This is not just a story, this is like a nightmare. The sky turned black, the birds disappeared, and then we heard it. A sound like a monster made of wind, and it was coming straight for us. We didn't have a basement. We had a bathtub. What happened next was scarier than anything you've ever heard. This is a scary story of what it's like to survive one of the deadliest tornadoes in US history, and we almost didn't make it out alive. Listen until the end, because the scariest part didn't happen during the tornado. It happened after. My name is Tony, and almost died in a tornado. This story happened in Moore, Oklahoma, a place right inside Tornado Alley. I went to visit my big sister Nina. She had just moved into a little house with a red door and a backyard full of tall grass. The sky was blue, the sun was hot, and everything was quiet. Too quiet. "Something feels weird," Nina said. "The air feels thick." That's when I noticed the birds were gone. The trees didn't move. Even the bugs stopped buzzing. It was like the world was holding its breath. We were standing on the porch when we heard it. A deep rumble. It wasn't thunder. It wasn't a truck. It sounded like a giant monster growling under the ground. "What is that?" I asked. Nina looked at her phone. Her face went white. "It's a tornado warning." The city sirens screamed like ghosts in the wind. Wah! We ran inside. The walls shook. The sky turned black. "Get to the bathtub," Nina yelled. We didn't have a basement, and the bathtub was the only safe place. We grabbed blankets and hugged each other tight. Then, we heard it. A roar, so loud it made our bones shake. Roar! The whole house began to tremble. The lights went out, the floor moved, and the sound, oh, the sound. It was like a train coming straight for us. "Don't let go!" I screamed. The windows exploded. Boom, crash, smash, glass flew into the walls. Wind screamed through the hallway. Then, the roof tore off. Whoosh! We could see the sky spinning like a giant black bowl. The tornado was right above us. I saw a neighbor's car fly into the air. It spun like a toy, then disappeared into the cloud. The air was full of things. Tree branches, a trampoline, a door. Everything was flying. And then, the floor split. A big crack opened up in the hallway floor. The bathroom door slammed shut, and we were trapped. We closed our eyes. We held hands. We waited for the house to rip apart. And then, it stopped. The roar faded. The wind slowed. The sirens were gone. And all we heard was silence. We opened our eyes. There was no ceiling. There were no walls. Just us, in the bathtub, in the middle of the street. Our house was gone. It had been ripped to pieces by the tornado. And everything was strange. The trees were broken. The grass was flattened. There were shoes in the power lines. A teddy bear sat on the roof of someone's car. But there were no people. It was like the whole world had disappeared. We climbed out of the tub, shaking. "Hello?" I called out. No answer. We walked carefully, looking for help. Then we saw it. A school bus, upside down, and something was moving under it. We ran over. It was a firefighter. He had dirt all over his face. "You kids okay?" he asked. "You're lucky. The tornado was an EF5, one of the biggest. Winds over 200 miles per hour." I looked at Nina. We had survived one of the most deadly tornadoes in American history. Later, we found out it hit Moore, Oklahoma, the same way it had back in 2013, when 24 people died, including kids. We were so lucky. But I'll never forget the sound. That roar, that scream, that moment when the sky turned black and the roof disappeared. Some nights, I still hear it in my dreams. So if you ever visit Oklahoma, Kansas, or Texas and the sky goes quiet, if the birds stop flying, if the wind goes still, get inside, get low, get safe, because the monster in the clouds might be coming, and it doesn't knock, it tears, it takes, it destroys. I'm Tony, and I will never forget the tornado in Tornado Alley.